Hey ESO people, some people have been asking me about one of the newer monster sets that came out with the Wolf Hunter DLC, Vykosa or Vykosa, however you want to say it. The main question seems to be, where can I use this set as a tank in PvE? But before we get to that, let's go over what this set does and how it works. The first piece bonus is 4% more healing taken, and this applies to the healing you do to yourself and the healing you receive from other players. The second piece bonus is, when you bash an enemy you've taunted, you frighten them with a deafening howl, applying Major Maim to them for 3 seconds, lowering their damage done by 30%. This effect occurs once every 15 seconds. Now, most PvE tanks in ESO can already afflict a debuff called Minor Maim, which comes from several class skills, including Dragon Knight Talons, the Nightblaze Mass Hysteria, and so on. It is universally shared through the Sword and Board skill line, Heroic Slash. Now, Minor Maim is 15% damage reduction on outgoing damage from the boss or creature. Major Maim, however, as shown in the set, is 30% damage reduction, which is pretty insane. It's powerful. The set is actually one of the only 3 sources of Major Maim so far in ESO, the other 2 being Frozen Device from the Warden class skills and Nova, the ultimate skill from a Templar class skill line called Dawn's Wrath. So note that this means Minor Maim and Major Maim can stack, since they're 2 separate debuffs. So essentially, not even taking an infused weakening enchantment into consideration, you can reduce the damage of a boss by almost half for just 3 seconds. As you can see from the testing I've done with the constant variable being Minor Maim, and then from another run, Minor Maim and Major Maim, the set does work and can work wonders potentially. Now, I mentioned earlier specifically that these debuffs only work on outgoing damage from a trial boss or a hostile creature in the game. This means, like the Mending set, the damage of mechanics that don't originate from a boss are not affected. A good example of this is the Void Spheres that pop out in spurts from the big middle pad in Rakat hard mode, which in itself is a mechanic, but one that doesn't come directly from the boss. So Vykosa, Minor Maim will affect light attacks, heavy attacks, direct skill damage such as barrage or stomp or whatever comes out of the target creature, but not the environmental damage of the fight. That's very important to take note, because a lot of people are confused when certain sets, certain enchantments, and certain skills don't work on certain damage output. Now, where's a good place to use Vykosa? The best place to use this monster set, especially if you're not a Warden tank, is on the main tank Dragon Knight for Asylum Sanctorium, the Clockwork City mini trial. As for why we don't want to do a Warden main tank, well, Engulfing Flames, enough said. Recently, J-Dubs from Valor used it for a recent Immortal Redeemer run, link below in the description, to great effect on Ohms, and you can really notice from the video that a lot of damage was actually not really there for the group, and it actually did help us push through. So Saint Ohms is a very interesting boss, because a lot of the damage in that trial's boss fight comes directly from him. The fire during execute is in fact fire bombs that come out from his mouth, so that's affected by Vykosa, Minor Maim. The lightning poles, AoEs, and Storm of the Heavens come directly from Ohms, and his jumps are also affected by Minor and Major Maim. So with practice and the right timing, Vykosa can easily help your group survive in VAS, +1, +2 hard mode, whatever, maybe even Immortal Redeemer. As for where else you use this set, you could potentially use it on the Reducer during the Refabrication Committee fight in Halls of Fabrication, depending on your group's strategy. Now, some dungeon bosses might also be good for this set as well, but otherwise it's a very, very situational set, so you gotta think about it whether you want to use it or not. A lot of people have told me actually that they consider this set for off-tanking Asylum hard mode or even Cloud Rest, and I disagree with the use of this set for specifically that role in the trial. As an off-tank in Asylum, there would only be one reason why you use Vykosa, and that is for Lothus's poison cones, not Thelm's AoEs, because you should be avoiding that as a DPS. Unfortunately, the Major Maim is only 3 seconds, and Lothus, even when he gets interrupted or starting up a poison cone, has huge animation delays, and by the time maybe a second cone or the first cone goes out, the Major Maim will be gone. Null and void. Waste of time. As for Cloud Rest, I don't know why people would want to use it, but specifically for Zamaja and the mini bosses, again, no real need to proc Vykosa on any of those bosses. Zamaja especially has a huge animation delay in a lot of her actions, where she waves her hands around doing nothing, so your proc of Vykosa is wasted. Some of the damage in there, like, what is it? The fire AoE from Sororia is Oblivion, and that's pretty much it. You don't really do much with Vykosa in that kind of scenario, so just try to find a better fight than Cloud Rest. So in conclusion, really, the best trial at the moment to use Vykosa is most definitely a Sodom Sanctorium Hardened Moon. I mean, potentially you could use it for the Warrior in Hell Raw Hardened Moon, but Cragmorn Trial shouldn't really require Major Maim from Vykosa on certain bosses, but whatever works for you guys, go for it. If Vykosa works out great for you in Hell Raw or Sanctum Ophidia, go for it. Now, that is pretty much it, guys. I hope I've answered some of your previous questions. I hope you guys are having a great new year so far, and I will hopefully see some of you on my new stream schedule or in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, good luck on your adventures.